We just got some amazing brand new leaks about the Deckard, or should I say, Steam frames. We've covered the Deckard extensively here on the Lordsi VR channel, but after a long silence and drought of information from Valve, we finally have some new major leaks to talk about and discuss about their upcoming next VR headset. We're talking about the Deckard project leaks, updates to the brand new ROI controllers, freshly filed Trademark, and even more information on the SteamVR beta update. And this is by far the biggest batch of Valve VR news that we've had in a very long time. So today we're going to be breaking it all down. Let's get into it. But first, a word from our sponsor and one of my favorite VR accessories, the Ultrahuman Ring AIR. I use it when I sleep, work out, and even play VR. It tracks heart rate, calories, steps, sleep quality, recovery, and so much more. And the app gives you a simple, actionable insight so you can actually improve your health and performance. It's also extremely lightweight, comfortable, and the battery lasts for 4 to 6 days. The best part is you can get 10% off via their website by using my codes and links that are in the description. But whether you're working out, playing VR, or tracking your sleep, this thing is a game changer for your health. So let's get on to the video. Now, I've covered the Deckard extensively here on this channel, so I won't go into all the details. I highly recommend you watch those videos, but here's a quick recap to cover most of the things we spoke about. Firstly, the Deckard has always been described as a standalone hybrid device. It can run a large majority of games natively off the device itself, or you can use it for PCVR. It's likely powered by a VR optimized version of SteamOS, just like the Steam Deck with their handheld device. Prototypes have been tied to the Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 or Gen 3 chips, so performance is on par with the majority of the wireless headsets we see today. Or the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which has 25% better performance and battery efficiency. Prototypes have seen this device have LCDs 120Hz at 2160 by 2160, but it's more likely that we're going to be seeing 2880 by 2880 per eye micro OLEDs. There's also very strong signs of eye tracking and voveated rendering across Steam's VR's code. The ROI controllers are ringless, gamepad style, designed for both VR and flat screen Steam game experiences, with price leaks suggesting around $1,200, and even at this price, Valve will be selling at a loss, similar to what they did with the Steam Deck, and most companies now sell at a loss to get you into the ecosystem and then pay for apps and games in store, and that's where they'll make a profit. If you want a more extensive coverage of these specs and leaks, then go and check out the previous videos. So now let's talk about the brand new information that we have. So Valve has officially applied for the trademark of Steam frames. The filing covers computer hardware, peripherals, and software for processing and streaming audio and video. The last part is really important because for years now, the leaks around Valve's next headset have consistently pointed towards wireless PCVR streaming. So here's why the name Steam frames could relate back to the Deckard. Firstly, frames as in frame rate, as in the device is heavily focused on performance. It could also mean a frame as in glasses form factor, with all these companies getting into smart glasses. Maybe this is Steam's entry into the smart glasses space. Or frame of reference, which is a term used a lot for mixed reality tracking. And fun fact, the URL steamframes.com was actually registered way back in 2019, around the release of the index. So it looks like Valve has actually been holding on to this name for a very long time, possibly waiting for the exact moment like this. On to the next leak. So as we mentioned previously, we've seen the ROI leaks, but now we have final render models inside of SteamVR. No longer are they marked as prototypes or EV1s. And to me, this strongly suggests that we are near final hardware, and I am getting really excited about these leaks. As you can see by these videos, there's definitely been some design tweaks since the EV1 models leaked last year. For instance, it features a knuckle style strap, very similar to the Index. After reading the comments on my previous video discussing the ROI leaks, a lot of people were upset about them moving away from the Index controller design. A lot of people love the grips and being able to hold it, and also the finger tracking. It does not guarantee finger tracking. Although it's still a possibility, it's not 100% confirmed just by the straps, but the straps definitely give a lot more grip and hold to the controllers. With that said, this could still be an indicator that they will be doing finger tracking. Now that is just speculation, there's nothing leaked about that at all. I mean, just looking at these videos from SadlyItsBradley really shows how cool this is. the controllers being rendered in real time. He also mentioned that Valve built an entire SteamVR overlay frame that allows people to finally manage their Lighthouse base stations without having to take the entire headset off. And like he said, it's almost like they're releasing a HMD that doesn't need to be connected to a PC to work. On to the next leak, we're talking about the Steam Link VR dongle. We previously covered the dongle a long time ago, and we discussed that Valve's working on a dongle that you can plug into your PC and allow for low latency PCVR streaming. But now Valve has officially finished the drivers for the USB Steam Link VR dongle. We can confirm today that the dongle runs off Wi-Fi 6E 6 GHz, which is extremely fast, more stable, and low latency. I mean, if you compare it to Meta's 5 GHz Quest dongle, this is a huge upgrade in comparison. I'm a big advocate for wireless PCVR. There's obviously still a little bit of latency, which you can notice if you're really looking for it. But a lot of you might be asking, why haven't they gone for Wi-Fi 7? Now, I don't think, personally, the gap between Wi-Fi 7 to 6E is enough compared to the price gap. So it's way more expensive for them to include that tech than the 6E tech. For minimal performance, it just doesn't make sense. So I'm extremely excited to get my hands on this and try it myself. So with all those new leaks, I'm wondering if we're still on the timeline for release at the end of this year. It certainly feels like it with things getting solidified in the update, like the final renders of the controllers, naming trademarks. This is all information pointing towards Steam is finalizing the project and getting it ready. So whether we see it ready for Christmas or the beginning of next year, we're gonna have to find out, and I'll keep you updated right here on this channel. But that leads us on to our next SteamVR beta announcement with the Oasis drivers update. SteamVR beta 2.13.1 now automatically installs the Oasis drivers Windows mixed reality headsets. And here's why that matters. Microsoft actually killed off WMR support in Windows 11 24H2, which basically bricked every single VR headset from Acer, HP, Lenovo, Samsung, and Dell headsets. So a Microsoft engineer actually built the free Oasis driver to revive all of these headsets. But now Valve has basically baked Oasis directly into SteamVR. That means if you dust off your old WMR headset or pick one up secondhand, SteamVR will just work automatically. No manual installs or configuration setups, SteamVR will naturally work for these devices. So the release notes actually say Oasis auto install on the new Windows update, lower memory usage for smoother performance, new frame pacing, which gives less judder and latency, and Steam Link and OpenXR files. This is Valve quietly making sure no VR headset gets left behind. So this was a huge announcement day for Steam, with trademarks, more Deckard leaks, and release files for SteamVR. As more info comes out, I make sure to keep you updated right here on this channel, so consider subscribing or smashing the like button if you enjoyed it, and let me know, will you be buying the Deckard or frames or whatever they're calling it? Thank you so much for watching, have a fantastic day, and peace.